Hi, folks!
Hi, folks!
Welcome to Saturday. Everybody ready for a busy Saturday?
Well, we all know that the core of our brand is that of a servant's heart, and I've seen it a lot in this store, especially through our leader, Lee Blackwell.
Well, my name's Lee. If you need anything, let us know.
One instance that really comes to mind is on May 3rd, 2018. We had an active shooter situation here at the mall.
Shots fired inside Opry Mills.
When we first learned about the situation in the mall, the first thing that he said to everybody was, go call your family and friends and make sure that they know that you're okay.
Shoppers and workers ran for their lives in Nashville today when shots were fired inside a mall. That led to a large police response.
We did have some people come running in before we even knew what was going on. And of course we opened our doors to everybody and made sure everybody was fed and happy. We had little kids in here who hadn't eaten in hours, and of course we took care of them and their families. But that's just something that Lee's awesome at. He's really good at making sure everybody's taken care of.
So he's in stable condition as of today.
After a long, grueling day here, the chief of police called Lee directly and asked him if we could help out all the first responders that were here for that day. Even though we had already shut everything down for the day, of course, Lee jumped into action.
Let's find out what we need to do to get some food down there. You know what I mean?
He absolutely took care of the people that take care of us.
I want to share my story about Lee Blackwell having a servant's heart. He's the one that actually gave me the opportunity to be the CA for Nashville.
Are you the manager?
No, I'm the community ambassador. We had a line of duty death. Officer Eric Muma was killed in the line of duty.
Metro Officer Eric Muma gave his life for a woman threatening to take her own.
I really, truly did not know how to handle that, so Lee pretty much was guiding me through that whole entire situation, from helping planning the funeral to executing the day of, making sure all of our officers are fed and taken care of, and just loving on the family and being there and embracing the Metro Police Force. But then he also was there to help guide us through and just be the rock for us, because that was a time of sorrow and tragedy for the Nashville community and for us as a brand too. We lost an amazing hero.
Attention all cars. 727 Charles, Madison Precinct Officer Eric Wayne Muma is 10-7 for the remainder. End of watch Thursday, February 2nd, 2017 at 04:43 hours.
So Lee never ceases to amaze us. On our conference calls every week, we ask for Make It Matter mission moments.
Let's talk about Make It Matter mission moments that you guys would like to share on the phone.
Something that may have occurred in our community or in our country that we had an opportunity to step up and to serve. And it never fails that Lee Blackwell will chime in and raise his hand, or someone in the Tennessee market, and talk about what Lee and the team down there has done for the first responders. I learned later that Lee has an alert on his phone, and he's alerted so that he and his team can be the first responders to the first responders right there in Tennessee. Lee Blackwell means so much to mission. He has always embodied the servant's heart all the way down to his soul.
I've seen Lee's heart in so many different ways that to think about one time can be difficult. I first met him because of my work. Monday morning, April 3rd, get up to get ready for work, and the doorbell rings early. And I look out the front window, and there's a white van sitting out in front of the house. I'm going, what is going on? There were 3 Marines standing at my door. And so I joined a group called the American Gold Star Mothers. Fairly quickly, we started talking about my story as a Gold Star mom. And it was interesting that I was comfortable talking to him about it pretty quickly, because I don't immediately jump into that kind of story with somebody I meet. But his heart was so evident.
Hey, let them know, 3 minutes, huddle up.
When he asked me to come and talk at the huddle and to tell my son's story.
Today's kind of a special day for us. We've all been through the tour of duty, and we've all taken a walk around, and we've talked about heroes that are on our walls.
And so for all the teammates, it was not just a picture on the wall. It was a real person That's had such an impact on me, to know that he cared that much, that it wasn't just decorations, it wasn't a gimmick, that his heart was real, that he really wanted to know me and my story and my son. And so this has become family. This is not a restaurant. I've told a lot of people this is like my Cheers bar, because I have come here many times just because I needed to be somewhere where I knew people got it. And to see Lee and to be with him, and for him to be a lot more than just a friend, for him to be family, and to hear stories of how he cares for so many people, whether it's people that walk in his door like me or people on his team. I'm like, how can you give that much? You know, and I've asked him, I'm like, what do you do to take care of yourself? Because you're taking care of so many people.
And you've heard it before. You've heard it at huddle ups. And I'm gonna try to get through this without getting all teary-eyed. But this is really what it's all about.
When I first met Lee, he was the general manager of a store, and I came in to train to be a manager. I was green, I didn't know anything, and you know, from what he's taught me, it's made me a much better person, a much better manager, and that's just who he is. And he's done it for not only me, but a lot of people for a long time.
What makes someone value their own life less than that of someone they have never met?
He's very, very extremely emotional, and it's from his heart. Just about every time he does a huddle up here at Mission Barbecue, he cries. He gets teary-eyed.
For others, it is knowing that a life without a purpose is a life wasted.
That's just the true Lee Blackwell and his servant's heart.
The legacy you leave behind in this life is not in possessions. It's the people that you are able to help along your journey. I love you and I appreciate you very much so.
3, 2, 1.
Make it matter! Let's have a great shift, everyone.